Hi guys, before I do my review, if you want a cool review, I don't know, this is the website, please check it out and see if you like it or not. And this is, well, not like it, I'm not saying you have to like it, but just check it out, okay? Just check it out. Thank you. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It's not really a proper ABBA review show review, but I mean like, it's okay. But I mean like, I have went to this sort of ABALICIOUS tribute band, and it was really far away where I lived, so I wasn't local where I came, but I just want to go and drove somewhere new that isn't, all the same sort of thing, so I had to try something different. So I mean like, but that's another story. So I have went to this sort of band at night, as you do, because most people do that nowadays. And I wasn't really impressed. Probably because some of the reasons why is probably because there was lots of old people. I was probably like, I don't know, 2 or 3 young people. I'm one of those 3 or 2 young people there. Most of them are old, drinking and smoking. We all do that, but I mean like, there's always old people doing it. When I went to this thing, and it was really strange and really bizarre because I never encountered things like this. I went to other nightclubs and everything like that, but it was really weird because maybe because our young people like different sort of modern, stuff like that, and they don't go to stuff that I go to, so maybe that makes sense. But I'm like, apparently, lots of young people, not pointing it at you guys, but lots of young people don't really go out to nightclubs and everything because they either go to bed or they're on their phones, or they're probably going out, I don't know, on the streets, going home, I don't know, but I'm really a different person to you probably, guys. I'm like, and anyway, ABALICIOUS. So I don't know what to say really, because it's really strange and bizarre, but then when it comes to the fact of why they sound all different. If you haven't seen any ABBA tribute bands, I only saw one, and this was this one, okay, and it's called ABALICIOUS. And if you want to ABALICIOUS before, you know what I'm about, but there's probably different ABALICIOUS. I know there's one ABALICIOUS, but they're different versions. They're probably different people as ABALICIOUS or whatever. So they definitely sounded all anime-like. You know one of those sort of cartoons you see for kids and adults, especially adults. And anime is really weird for me because I'm not into that sort of thing, and the sounds don't sound right, and I'm not into the cartoons, so the cartoons are not right for me, so I'm not into that sort of thing. But this is what it sounds like. When people not really good at singing and stuff like that. That's what it sounded like, and I hated it. I really hated it because I hate anime, and it sounded like anime cartoons. But even though it wasn't anime cartoons, it just sounded like anime. I hated that for that, and I hated it because it was a Friday, something like that, and I watched it. I went to it a while ago. This is August time, and this video I'm making this video actually on the 28th of January. Long time ago now, isn't it? Probably so anyway, so I watched it yesterday on the 27th, Friday, January, and I hated it. I'm one of those people who don't expect surprises or, oh, I'm going to this now. And some people tell me to do this, and I had to drive there, and I go to this thing, and it was rubbish because I was expecting loads of people know me, and not loads of people, but in my community, people know me that and I wanted to meet new people, and nobody was there. Nobody was there. There's flipping old people who was listening to this sort of thing, and maybe just me. And then I only I had to wait for like an hour or 2 hours probably for Abalicious to start, and it started around 9, and I'm like, what? So yeah, it's complicated, guys. It's really complicated. If you haven't seen any tribute bands to do anything, not just ABBA, but any tribute bands, it takes for a while to sink in, to wait and everything like that. And it was really, really loud. Not loud, but it was really loud. And wasn't the thing I was cheesed off with, or wasn't really into it. But the things that thing got into it, it wasn't my cup of tea. If I wanted to see this Abalicious thing, I'll probably see it early one in the month or something like that. And Fridays are one of those days when I just want to rest, and it's a long story. I talked over with lots of people that before this review, and I think I'm probably gonna say the same sort of thing to my viewers or who really, really knows me and stuff like that. And so I didn't really like it. So I probably listened to 5 or 6 songs and I went, because I couldn't stand it. And this is kind of like a review, but even though I didn't watch the whole entire, whole entire hours of it, but I'm like, it's okay. So people didn't want me to go to ABBA Voyage, and I really wanted to go to ABBA Voyage, but people say no, it's too loud, more loud than this, and it's also not really good because all you're doing is stand there with lots of people around, jumping and trying to dance even though you've got cramped and stuff like that. So maybe I'd change my mind and stick to this ABBA. But this Abalicious is not really good. If you're into Abalicious, if you're into these sort of tribute bands, do you? But I'm one of the people who's hard to please, because there's nothing really interesting now, especially when I'm going up into a world where everything is rubbish and boring and everything like that. So I'm like, that's it. That's really it. I can't see anything else. It's really, really weird. So that's really it, guys. I'm really not sure what to do. So that's why I've put in this video, kinda, or kind of, or whatever people say nowadays. So, okay, so this, I think it was a really good trip to go to and stuff like that, because I wasn't local where I was going, so I'm like, and this Abalicious thing was probably good, but I didn't like it. Why is the door making noises? I don't know. I didn't really like it, but I don't know anymore. So I know that, changing the subject, I know there's lots of sorts of weird, airy sort of noises, like lots of buzzy noises. You see in the background, probably here. Not see here. Don't know why. These sort of recording thing doesn't really catch up with the noises, so I'm not, back to ABBA. If you want to call it ABBA, it's not really ABBA because it's a lot of rubbish, but I'm like, okay, I'm not into this sort of thing, okay? I am into proper ABBA stuff, not those weird places where you go with lots of dodgy old people who's smoking, drinking. It wasn't really over the top of, in a dangerous sort of way, but it was not my cup of tea. And I was in the table near the front of the stage, and I thought, I need to go on my phone and just properly play games, because I wasn't really interested in this. This is not what you call a proper ABBA tribute night. It's because I wouldn't mind if it was in the day, but at night, because I didn't know where I was going and I didn't know who's around the corner outside the building, so I don't know. It's like, but anyway, so I did really enjoy it, and yeah, I went to other things similar to this. I do like these sort of nightclubs, but not all of them. Obviously, all of them are a little bit dodgy, but I'm like, this one is really dodgy. So if you stay at home, kids, and stay and listen to ABBA on your phones and or Spotify or whatever you use. So I'm like, listen to that. Don't flipping go to dodgy places like this. But anyway, what do you think? If you went to these sort of places before, what do you think? Put in the comments below know if the commas are actually on, because some comment are turned off. So you know what I mean. So, but anyway, put in the comments what you think about these sort of tribute bands. It could be anything. It could be other tribute bands or whatever. But anyway, what you think, and I'll see you all next time for another ABBA review show episode, if there is one. But yeah, I know this is around the month when I do other actual. But anyway, so yeah, thank you much for subscribing if you have subscribed, and boy, I need a coffee. Hi guys, I just want to tell you this is not the this is not the actual place I went to, but I'm just saying this is what it looks like. This is what it, so I'm just saying this is. I put some footage from the actual ABALICIOUS YouTube channel, but I'm like, so this is what it kind of looks like. So I'm just saying.